Well, we back at it today. We got the carburetor off the car. This dang thing keeps pulling helicoils out. I mean, it just fell right out. We had a leak, and one of the bolts wasn't tightening up, and the helicoil just, there's helicoils in there for the fuel bolt. Yeah, see. And they're just pulling right out. This is the second one that's pulled out of this carburetor. So we're going to do it like we did. You saw in the past videos, we drilled and tapped it out to a 1/4 inch 20 and just put a longer a screw with a
little nylon washer.
Yeah, right there. See, this is one of them that's stripped out too. But that's just a screw with a flat bottom on it, and it worked good. And it has a nylon washer and then the rubber washer. Yeah. And it worked good. So we're gonna do that, and it's race day. We're trying to get this fixed. If it ain't something, it's something else. Always something else. Always something. Yeah, we'll get her. We get her. All right, Chris. Putting the bowls back on. We retrapped and re-drilled. You gotta drill the bowl out. You gotta drill the meter and block out, and then you gotta drill and tap the hole in the carburetor. But we went 1/4 inch 20. We've already done this on the front side because the front side did it. And those Holley carburetor bolts, I forget the size and the thread, but it's an odd size and thread, and you cannot find them in a hardware store.
Are they 12, 24, 12, 32, something like that?
Yeah, you can't find them in our hardware stores anyway. You go in there and they'll tell you it don't exist. But anyway, we'll see what it does now. Chris got it all bolted back together.
Go ahead and turn on the fuel pump.
Well, it's fighting us a little bit. I tell you what, man. Those are brand new seals on them bolts, and it's wanting to leak past the bolt holes now. It was leaking here on our new setup, but we made a little special ratchet screwdriver because you can't hardly get the screwdriver in there, and he wasn't able to get it tight enough. But now it's leaking from this front bottom one, so we're going to switch the bolts around and hope the gasket is better on the other bolt. I don't know why the gaskets are messed up already on the bolts, but we made something like that. That just come off of a screwdriver, you know, that you flip around. It goes from flathead to this. Yeah, I just cut it in half, and the 8mm fits perfect on that. Then you can get a ratchet in there and actually tighten it up. But we're trying to be careful tightening these things up because it keeps pulling the helicoils out of it. Because that's the way they come. They come with helicoils in them. And that stupid thread pattern. I don't know why Holley did that. But now just this front one's leaking, so. All neutrals.
No, please don't. That's how that other one was. I was like, oh yeah, this is getting a little tight. Loose. It's like, oh god.
Yeah. We'll dry it up and we'll test it again. That did the trick. It's not leaking from the bolt hole now. These top ones, the fuel don't even go that high, so. Unless it sloshes around in there. But yeah, we're good. Sometimes I have good ideas. So it's like, switch those around and see if it'll seal then.
Let's just hope we don't have to change this.
Yeah.
So we get all those. I think you should just tap them all to 1/4.
Yeah, no kidding, right? Seems like that works better, doesn't it? And then you can get the bolts anywhere. And I think it's less likely to strip out than pull them helicoils out. Could have been pulling them helicoils out like it ain't nothing. Yeah, I think we got her. Now we just need to tune on mine a little bit and it should be done. Alright, we got this one back in the garage. Bird got me. We took it for a drive and tuned on it some. The good news is the injector duty cycle is only now about 40% at wide open throttle at 11.5 AFR. The bad news is It's breaking up really bad. And I'm assuming something got in one of the injectors because I didn't get to flow those long lines out that went. Because when I turned on just the pump in the tank, I thought it was just going to pump. I didn't think it was even going to pump in those long lines, but it actually pumped through both the feed and the return line with just the tank, the stock tank pump running. I'm assuming something got in the injectors, so I'm gonna pull the injectors out and I'm gonna energize them and spray a injector cleaner through there and see if that helps. I don't know. Well, I got the injectors out, and according to Chris, he wears contacts and my eyes are shot, but he can see better than me. Apparently they all got something on it. I don't see nothing in this one.
That one's got a big chunk in it.
Maybe over on the side there.
Yeah, they're all stuck. All stuck to the side.
Yeah, there's something up there on the side. I don't know. Dang it. Completely my fault. I turned that pump on in the tank and I thought it would just fill up the surge tank. It filled all the lines up, and I wanted to run fluid through the bigger lines. I'm pretty confident the smaller lines I had cleaned out by like blowing through them like you blow a blow dart gun, and a lot came out when I did that. But the bigger lines I wasn't able to do that with because they're just too long to do that. I wanted to flow fluid through them, and when I turned the pump on in the tank, it actually filled all the lines up. I didn't think it would do that. I thought it would just fill the surge tank up and then come back to the tank. I thought it would just do those lines. And that kind of screwed me there. It got crap all in the lines. It didn't let me flow through the big lines to get all the trash out of it like I did on Christopher's car. But we'll spray some carburetor, we'll energize them, spray some carburetor. I use them alligator clip wires and just hook it directly to the battery, energize it, open it up, and spray carburetor cleaner through them. Hopefully it'll clean them out. I don't know. Alright, went and got some carburetor cleaner, and what I did was this piece that goes on here, I just put a bunch of tape at an angle. This has worked for me before, we'll see. And I made it just big enough that it would fit down in that hole. See, good seal right down in the hole. Take these alligator clips, hook them to the battery, and spray up through there. Alright, so that didn't fix it. I can't figure out what's causing it. It's breaking up pretty bad as soon as you get into boost. It might be the tune, it might be the injectors got dirty, it might be, I don't know. If y'all think it could be anything, it could be the wiring for the fuel pumps, I don't know. I do seem to be losing about a volt back here. And actually, when you're driving the car, you get on it, it seems like you lose a volt. According to the scanner, which ain't right. It should go up, not down. I don't know. We ain't got time to fool with it. The main thing was this car anyway. That was the main thing. So Chris aired up the tires. He gonna drive it to the track. Track's about a half mile away. We'll see y'all at the track, see what it does. Off we go to the drag strip. Yeah. There's Christopher back there. We're at the track. Chris is just lowering the two-step in the tune. We don't want to launch on 10 pounds just yet. We want to kind of build up to it. Plus he turned the boost control up, so it's probably even higher than that now.
first pass. Felt a little lazy, then it just boom. So I just coasted the rest of the way, but look at that. I thought surely it blew off right here, but nope.
All right, we got her fixed. See what it does now. All right, here's Chris again. I'm zoomed in really far, so it's so shaky. Oh, and it blew it off again. It spun, then it blew the pipe off again. I heard it. Well, it spun that time, but it was on a mission. But whatever it blew off this time went through the hood. Oh, that's the carb hat.
The carb hat's off the carb hat.
Well, it blew the bolt out of there. The boost controller fell off and it shot up to, it spiked at 30 pounds and settled at about 20 pounds. But it was on a mission.
Right now.
It broke loose, then it got back in, it was going. And then it through the hood. Oh my God, this thing's gonna make insane power if we can get everything to hold together. We might have to drill and tap that. I don't know, we're gonna try to fix it, guys, and we're gonna turn it down. The bigger the spring you get, the more that boost controller control. And he opened it up like a turn and a half before we even came. But I don't know.
2 turns.
Well, it did throw it back down in there. Hopefully it'll stay. We're going to turn it all the way, the boost controller all the way down. Chris had turned it 2 turns out, which, no, that's an 18-pound spring. I wouldn't go crazy on that. That's an 18-pound spring, so yeah, the boost controller could make it 20 pounds easy. But we're going to turn it all the way back down and then work our way up. Chris turned it 2 good turns before we even headed here. And this one popped off. Carb hat popped off. I don't know, man. Stuff was popping off everywhere. It was making, it spiked to 30. And our pretty hood, Christopher's pretty hood, got decimated. Yeah, we'll try again, guys. The neat thing about it is it's going to make serious power with that turbo. If we can ever get it to hook and to get it to go and keep it from blowing stuff off. We're also turning the 2-step down to about 3,000. It's been building about 10 pounds of boost. I'll put the GoPro video before saying all this, so y'all should have seen it by now. But yeah, I don't know. It blew the boost controller off the back of the hat. I don't know if it did that when the hat flew off. but this one was also knocked off. So I don't know, we're just going to try to turn it all the way down with the spring that's in it, launch it like 3,000 RPM and try to get a good pass in it.
I put the launch RPM at 2,900 and the drop RPM went to 1,000.
Well, no, don't do that.
Don't change it? It's 1,000.
I think the drop RPM is for stick shift cars, man. Like it won't let you, you know what I mean? It won't let, unless the RPM drops 1,000.
Guess you want to see what it does?
I don't know. Yeah, try it. That only built about 5 pounds that time. Huh?
Like 2.
2. That's about what mine builds. I don't know. Let's try that first. Then go from there.
Can is freaking go.
I think this is Chris. $10.53 and 136. Wow. That's actually a better trap than we've ever had on nitrous. It was 136, but he turned the 2-step down to 2,900. I think that was too low, and I don't think it's 60 very good. That should have been a 9-second pass, but we'll see. Well, that was your fastest trap ever.
Hey, it was slow, but it was A to B.
Yeah.
But it didn't start. It didn't actually like, as soon as I hit third gears when it was like, I was like, all right, now we're going.
Yeah, turn that 2-step back up. You went way too low.
29.
What is 60 at?
3,400. It's 10 pounds more. 29.
But what about now that we've got everything fixed? What was the 60?
1.6.
Oh, it's got way more 60 in it than that. Yeah, you're losing 4/10 on the 60. You should.
Final call,
We're gonna have to turn that back up, man, and see what it builds now that everything's fixed. Yeah, do.
You want to pull the hood off and check all the connections again?
Yeah, I would. Let's do that.
We'll check all the connections, turn it up to what? We'll do 3,200.
Look at that. That header got him twice.
Yeah, set it right in between.
And that's what mine looked like. And this is a month later or so. So he's going to have 2. But we're going to turn the 2-step back up so we can get a better 60.
We're going to leave the boost controller alone.
Let's go 5 clicks. Let's go 5 clicks and then see what it builds on boost on the trans brake at 35.
5 clicks. How many clicks is 2 turns?
A bunch.
Is it?
Yeah, that's a bunch. Yeah.
That's
5 clicks is only like a half a turn. 5 clicks is only like a half a turn.
So I went lock.
Yeah. But you said 61.4 at least, man. So we need to turn the boost controller up. I mean the 2-step up. If it don't launch, then we need to fool with the suspension.
You want to see what it made for boost and then do the hood, check the connections real quick?
Yep.
I'll go to the restroom. That cool?
Yep. All right, I'm gonna put the GoPro on the laptop and see what the boost went to, and y'all will see this right now. there you go, guys. 159, 60 foot. We left on like 4 or 5 pounds of boost, but look at that trap. 1012 at 139. 111 in the 8th at 6.6. We need it to launch more. I'd turn that up a little bit more. I'd turn it all the way back. I'd go 35. See if we can't get a 1.4 and you'll run it 9. That mile per hour though, Jesus, man. Well, you're like, why'd I put a cage in my car? Well, 135 plus, you gotta have a cage. So you're supposed to have one now. But yeah, guys, it's doing good, man. It's got a lot more in it. I think we might make one more pass, turn up the 2-step so it'll build a little bit more boost off the line. This guy gapped us pretty good over here. What do you think about it, Chris?
I didn't think it'd be that fast. That dude at the tower, he was like, that's fast. I was like, what'd it run? But I didn't see until I got over here. I was kind of disappointed with the 10.1, but going slow, work our way up.
Yeah, I mean, we've yet to turn it up.
And like I was telling him, I think it blows through the converter. So once I hit second gear, like it ran through first gear fine, hit second gear, and it kind of just whoo, and then held like 6,200, 6,300. Shift light was on, so I held it. I let it stay with the shift light on, and then I hit third gear, and it still kind of skipped through third gear. So I think it might be pushing through the converter. Maybe need to put some tractor fluid in it or hydraulic fluid, whatever you put in there.
Yeah, if you put that tractor hydraulic fluid in them, it tightens them up a little bit. But I think we can turn the
yeah, I think it could launch better. But I also think we made a lot of back-to-back passes with no intercooler.
Yeah.
I guess we'll see how much time they keep going with this. I'd like to make one more pass.
Yeah, we're going to let it cool down a little bit.
I don't want to make one more pass right now. I want to let it cool down a bit and then make another pass because oil pressure idling is like 15 right now, 10.
Yeah. There he is.
Y'all making a video?
Yeah.
Cool.
Look, it's Rick in the Camaro.
I saw you over there with that.
Alright, here's Chris up. We wanted to let it cool down a little bit, but there ain't a whole lot of cars running and they're about to close. We're afraid they were going to close. Well, it's hard to zoom in, making y'all dizzy probably, huh? I can't hold it steady. Leaving on 8 pounds, 10 pounds down the track. Oh, 1014 at 139 again. We're just going to turn the launch up. It's just, it needs more launch. It needs more 60 foot. But that trap though, wow. There's that one. Pretty much the same trap. We think it spun that time because, yeah, it did spin 1.9. That ain't a one. No, that's erection. 1.6.
Yeah, I let it sit on the trans brake for a long time until I saw 8 pounds of boost.
Yeah.
And I think that made it spin.
We can adjust the suspension though, not the spin. We just gotta figure that part out. But I don't know. We're really happy with the mile per hour. Wish we would have ran a 9. It wasn't for lack of trying. We had to fight with it. Guys, that's on a really conservative timing. I got us both on the screen. Really conservative. I'm pulling 1 degree per pound of boost, which is very...
Yeah, and with these night passes, y'all can see the AFR a
It's
lot
way
better.
too
It's
fat.
not gonna flicker. It's just gonna stay.
It's
Yeah,
way
it's
too
really
fat. And
which is weird because sometimes it seems like it's like 11.1, 11.2. Sometimes it seems like it's 10 flat.
But either way, it needs to be 11.5, somewhere in there. But the timing is very conservative. It's really fat, and we're leaving on low boost.
We left on 5 pounds of boost and 60 to 1.5 something. Left on 8 pounds of boost and 60 to 1.6.
Yeah.
Left on 10 pounds of boost and blew the carb hat.
Yeah. 20 pounds. It was like 20, 30 pounds.
First time out, E85 fuel. We never had E85 on this car. And carburetor we never messed with. A blow-through carburetor. So we got blow-through carburetor and E85. And I mean, it's working. It could be a lot better, but it's working.
Yeah, no, that's about it. But yeah, that's going to do it for this video, guys. I'm very happy with it, honestly. First time out, E85 turbo blow through, just 10 pounds of boost and trapping almost 140. We need a boost controller. We need onboard air and a boost controller so we can, because I mean, when he leaves on 5 pounds of boost, it doesn't get, or even 8 pounds, it doesn't seem like it gets going to about half track, which is indicated by the 8th mile's only a 6.6, and he usually runs a 6.4 on the nitrous in the 8th.
I think the fastest was a 6.3 something. 3. It's the fastest 8th mile we've ever had.
Yeah. So the
fastest trap we've ever had is 136 and change.
So yeah,
we're right on the border of 140.
The front side isn't as fast, but the back side is.
I really think it's blowing through the converter.
Yeah,
it's not blowing through the converter in first gear. It blows through the converter in second and third gear. So.
But we'll get this thing figured out. We'll get it to hold together, and eventually, hopefully, do 20, 30 pounds of boost.
Yeah. I mean, we're
and
racing
run
tomorrow.
Maybe 8s. So
we're racing tomorrow.
We're just first time out.
Yeah, not expecting to go rounds tomorrow, but we're gonna try. But we need to reroute the turbo oil drain.
It came out.
Yeah.
That's why I said not to use that one.
You got another one?
You use that dirty one. Yeah, there's a bunch of them. This dirty one goes in this one.
Well,
yeah,
we need to reroute the turbo oil drain, and then the carb hat and the spacer need to be welded together.
Yep.
And then other than that,
so hydraulic fluid in the transmission, tighten up the converter.
Yeah.
We need to lower the drain because that's why it smokes when you start it up. It only does that through the turbo. If you take the pipes off the headers, it don't do that. I think oil's backing up in the turbo, but weld the carb hat to the carb spacer because it keeps.
Once we get it figured out, once we start doing some things, we're gonna get dual needle and seat bowls, and we're also gonna get onboard air, MAC valves, like the works. So
try to get this stock block in the 8s.
Yeah, we're just trying to get in steps. So.
Yep. And I mean, tonight was a good night. I think tonight was a really good night.
The first time we ran on nitrous wasn't 100.
No.
39.
I mean, our first time out on blow-through carburetor turbo, and we almost matched the nitrous ET, and we blew away the mile prior, the nitrous mile prior. But
yeah, I wish it was faster than a 990, but we'll get there.
All right, y'all like and subscribe. Have a great day.
Cruises pretty good. Feel bad for the people sleeping right now.